I'm a driver with Spa Francorchamps this weekend, and it's a great opportunity to be here with you. It's not a racing car today, but it's good to have the opportunity to make one lap with me, and I will explain some tips, and if you have any question, don't hesitate to talk with me.
And also he will be very helpful, because I don't speak a lick of French, ladies and gentlemen, so he will be able to answer any of your questions in French or translate for me.
Si vous avez quelques questions en français aussi, je suis français, donc il n'y a pas de souci pour ça, je suis disponible.
Ah, c'est magnifique. So, we start our lap a little bit different to the F1 boys and girls. We start just after the first corner. So, basically, the F1 guys will be trying to get a nice tight entry into that hairpin, and then they will be looking at the very earliest opportunity to mash their foot into the throttle, because we've got a nice big long straight down here, down to Eau Rouge of course, and you can see just now, even the gradient going down the hill, it's ridiculously steep.
Yeah, it's amazing. This straight line, it's really amazing because you go down and you have the mythic Rédillon de l'Eau Rouge. It is a faster corner of the track, and it's really amazing. With the Porsche Cup we are in 5th gear, and the maximum speed is 2014. It's really good.
So, coming down to Eau Rouge itself now, ladies and gents, the Eau Rouge corner is quite mistaken in actual which part of the corner is called Eau Rouge. The very first left kink here at the bottom is actually Eau Rouge. The left hander at the top is called Radion, and the right hander in the middle actually doesn't have a name. So it's a very common mistake and misconception that people have about Eau Rouge. And the name Eau Rouge means, translated in English, red water. Basically that means there's a little lake just to the side of the track, and the colour of the water is typically red. That's where that water comes from. So as you can see now, we're just at the base of the straight, of the old F1 pit straight, and we're literally about to hit the compression, 200 miles an hour, oh, maybe not quite that fast on the truck. We're probably doing about 50 kilometres, 60 kilometres, and you can see, look how high it is. It's ridiculously steep. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. You can see there's the little building, the hotel at the top of Radion on the left hand side. Those boys and girls viewing from there will have a view of the first lap action, won't they?
And the radio is really special because it's hard, because you are at the top.
Think about doing a track day today.
You lose a little bit the control at the top because you go up really high, and after you go down and you lose a little bit the control, and it's hard to keep the straight line. And after you have a long straight line for the braking of Les Combes, it's possible to take respiration phenomenon to overtake before Les Combes.
Exactly, Stephen. So, just want to point out, guys, look at all the fans here that are here for us this weekend. Spa has some fantastic bunch of fans here through the Arnhes Forest, of course, all dotted around the circuit.
Oh my God!
All the marshals and all the other workers here and support the racing here is absolutely fantastic. You can feel that atmosphere. Look at these fans here. A lot of Stoffel Van Dorn fans, I'm sure, and a lot of Max Verstappen fans out there, I'm sure. Look at all that orange. So, Stephen, just coming back to a little point you mentioned earlier, obviously we're on the Camel straight now. I was in a Porsche Super Cup car, you're pitting 170 miles an hour or so, F1 easily over 200. It's still quite a long straight, so what are you thinking during this time between the braking zone for the next corner at Les Combes?
Yeah, exactly. It's really a long straight line, but for the F1 it is a DRS zone. It's possible to make the rear wing flat to keep the maximum speed. And it's Porsche, it's a good time to think about the corner, to prepare any overtaking.
Michael,
yeah, right here. Remember that?
Balance. Put the driver in the middle. 2000. Belgian Grand Prix
on the front or on the rail. And
remember 2012? Yeah. Give me on.
Exactly, so we're coming in now into that braking zone. We're just passing the first of the 200 metres. We're still going full chassis, 150 metres to go, 100 metres, and just after here, typically when the curve begins on the left hand side, that is when you want to be hitting the brakes nice and hard. down to about 4th gear in the F1 cars, and then they're flicking it in through the Lecombe chicane sequence of corners. And here the drivers are looking to keep nice tight line, poke the curbs, not try and run too wide, or keep it nice and tidy through here, as that's the best way to maximise your time. Because of the long Camel straight before Lecombe, obviously it's a heavy braking zone, so people will make mistakes, and luckily we do have some tarmac runoff here. As yesteryears, of course, there used to be gravel trap, but we now have some speed bumps in place. That stops the drivers trying to cut the corner and make a cheeky advantage. So that means they have to drive around the cones, or even this little escape road. Hello! On the side, very close to the barrier, so that they can rejoin the track safely, because that's another little problem. If someone makes a mistake and comes back on,
even sitting areas are fantastic.
You don't want to be rejoining the circuit safely.
Very picturesque. Very picturesque.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
because
Even the
it's very
stand,
technical, because you have a 3 turn in a short distance, and it's hard to have the good timing because between the right and the left one. And after you have the tricky turn, it's a Bruxelles turn, it's really short. It's tricky because it's a low corner, it's really long, and with the F1 and with the Porsche 2, it's hard to manage to didn't break the front wheel, and it's cool. And you have a lot of Belgian spectators, really fun, and it's really cool to be here.
And even the Valtteri Bottas fans, plenty of fans as well here, I'm sure. Hello! So Stephen, I'm afraid my memory's just run away from me. You'll have to remind me what this corner is called.
The turn, yeah, it's a Bruxelles turn. It's hard, it's possible to overtake here. It's a lot of mistake here on the brake, and at the exit it's hard to manage to didn't go to throw. And after you have a small left one, it's IP2 with a little brake, with the Porsche in 4th. And with the F1, I think it's a little lift on the throttle, and so they put a full throttle. And you can see after the straight line, it's really go down, and you keep really a lot of speed.
Exactly, so coming out of the com sequence, of course, you're coming into the next sequence that we've just been through, ladies and gents. Long right-hander and then a short left-hander, of course, which is the no-name corner. Well, technically that is his name, but anyway. It's a little bit similar like Lecombe, but a bit longer, so as a driver, Stephen, of course, it's a real pain to have long corners like that. Typically you're in a corner with, I'd say, 1 second to 2 seconds maximum travelling through a corner in the car, whereas the last 2 sequence of corners, you're there for about 4 or 5 seconds. So just talk to us about how much patience you have to have in terms of throttle application through there, and the grip levels that you're experiencing.
Yeah, the grip level, yes, it's a good, especially on the F1 weekend, because you have a lot of new tire put on the track, and the grip is really extra. And the feeling with the Porsche, you didn't have any aerodynamic function, and you are still to manage the front, the rear, you still drifting a little bit, and it's really exciting, and especially on Spa, because the speed is really high, and as you can see, it's really in the middle of the wood, and it's just a magic Spa.
It is a spectacular circuit, ladies and gentlemen. There's no other circuit like there is there really around the world, and the nature of the circuit as well, because it's such a long circuit, 7 kilometres in length. It actually used to be double that, 14 to 15 kilometres in previous years. It actually has its own microclimate, so basically when the weather comes in, it could be dry at one end of the circuit, but then of course belting down with rain at the other end, so it's completely bonkers, and it makes a real headache for all the teams and drivers to obviously decide what kind of tyres or strategy they need to be on. But as we're coming through here to probably the ballsiest corner, or the next ballsiest corner after a route on the circuit, through on, this is quite a favourite corner of mine really. You're coming in hot, again, F1 boys are doing about 190 miles an hour, 200 miles an hour, just stamping on the brake for a quick second, down a gear, maybe 2 tops, and then flicking it in, and letting the aerodynamics stick the car to the ground, and then applying the throttle gently and aggressively at the same time to power out and round.
Yeah, and Spa is really special because now you have some improvement to around the track, before you have a lot of gravel and it's really hard to don't make a mistake and to have any crash. Now it's possible to go far away and to go before it's gravel and it's really hard and the feeling is really good.
Exactly. So coming out after Pouhon, we have the next little chicane here, right left. I'm going to call this Piff Path, but I could be wrong with that. I might be thinking of another circuit, to be honest. But we're coming in here again. It's like the first couple of sequence of corners after Camel straight. Right flick and the left straight after. Again, long corners. You want to be patient on the throttle. You don't want to be too hesitant to put your foot on the accelerator too quickly, otherwise you'll spin up your tyres and lose some grip. Oh, we got.
This is too good, man.
Oh, we've just been passed up the inside, Stephen. I think that was a very good move by the truck driver.
Yeah. We are overtaken by another one.
Yeah, you should have shut the door on him.
I tried to didn't make this on the Porsche.
There's a top tip for you then, ladies and gents.
Yeah.
So coming down here now, we're at the bottom end of the circuit, Stavlo. So there's a quick little right-hander here, about 4th gear, about, I'd say, 80-90 miles an hour probably, and you want to be on the throttle nice and early, as quick as you can, because of course there's another long straight coming up now, which leads on to the Blanchimont corner, a very fast left-hander.
Yeah, because after this one you have another right one, and with the F1 it's full throttle. With the Porsche you release a little bit because we have the less grip. But it's really important to have a good exit of this one because the straight line is really long and you have the possibility to overtake, and it's a long portion, probably more than 1 kilometer, and it's really important.
Exactly. So typically for sprint racing, so F1 Porsche Super Cup and other categories, if there's a problem on the track, say a car's broken down or something and the race officials decide that they need to neutralise the race, slow everybody down, then they send out the safety cars.
Sweet.
That's
Good track, huh?
Spa is also home to a wonderful kart track. So, going back to the safety car neutralises the race, basically comes out in front of the leader, slows everyone down to a nice safe pace. I say safe pace for the F1 guys. The safety car driver himself is driving absolutely flat out because of course that's an easy pace for the F1 guys because they've got 1,000 horsepower, he's only got, I'd say 600, but that's still quite a lot of course. But it's nowhere near as much as the F1 boys and girls. Whereas typically I've done a 25-hour race here in previous years, and for races like that we've had over 120 cars on track at the same time, believe it or not.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a piece of track filled at every section. So that means we need more safety cars really, because we've got more cars to neutralise in the race. So we have different points where we have 3 safety cars coming out. So one is at Stavlo, one is at the pit exit itself, and then one is on the exit of Pouhon. So,
and here you have the Blanchimont turn. It's the second faster corner of the track, and it's this left one. When you can see by truck, it's really easy. No problem to go flat out. But with the race car, the speed is really high, and it's hard to keep the car on the line. It's important to don't
tomorrow in the morning I'm going to use this
at the right,
for the Aarhus.
This is the limit of the track, and if you go too far, you have a penalty from the race director, like drive-through or penalty, and it's really an exciting.
yes, exactly, Stephen. So coming out of the Blanchimont corner,
Kimi crashed here. Kimi had crashed here in 2008.
You're doing about 180, 190, 200 miles an hour, and then we're coming up to another famous corner, Eau Rouge, the bus stop chicane. It's a very tight chicane, and it has changed quite a bit considerably over the years, Stephen, hasn't it? It typically used to be a lot, if anything, Blanchimont was a more straighter corner, and you came in and you turned left then right for the bus stop chicane as opposed to the right left it is now. But the principle is still the same, ladies and gents. You're coming in hot, braking as late as you dare. F1 guys are probably braking just before the 100-metre board, slowing right down to 50 miles an hour. So that's about obviously 90, 80 kilometres an hour. Keeping nice, tight entry into the first part of the curve, and then setting themselves up, compromising the exit on the first part of the chicane, setting themselves up for the second left-hander, because obviously that's important to get a good exit out onto the start-finish straight. or you also have to be wary if you're battling someone into the chicane, they'll be keeping right also to dive into the pit. So if you're up the inside of someone here, you need to be a little bit wary about yourselves in case they might be trying to dive across in front of you. So we're coming back onto the start-finish straight here, Stephen. First opportunity obviously for the drivers to use DRS. What kind of thinking goes on in your head as a driver when you're coming back across the start-finish line in other circuit? Do you kind of hit a reset button in your mind and go, right, that's one lap done, another one to go, let's start again, sort of thing?
Yeah, exactly. When you finish, you have two possibilities. It's possible you are happy because your lap time was good, and otherwise you think to what is your improvement during the lap to be faster. And it's really important to be focused since the first lap to the last one. And as you can see, it's a long track and it's hard to be concentrated during all the lap, and it's really good.
That's right, so now we've come past the start finish straight and down to the La Source hairpin. The thing I love most about this track is that it's basically just been built around the local community. I mean, you've got hotels and people's houses literally right on the fence line, and they get the best one of the best seats in the house, I think, to view all the F1 action. They're so lucky, aren't they?
Yeah, this braking point, it's really amazing because you have a lot of overtaking, a lot of mistakes because you lock up the front.
Slowly, don't worry about turning around, just drive it in, we're going to walk and then turn around after.
It is, yeah. This is obviously one of the best places to see for the first lap action, obviously. 20 cars going into a tight hairpin corner. There's only going to be, surely, half a chance that all of them are only going to get out safely on around. But now we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and of course